This is where we hold them. This is where we fight.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.
Rob, what's good, homie?
Mike, what's happening, man? How's things with you? How's the leg, man? How's that going?
No change, bro. It's everything's a struggle right now, bro. Daddy-daughter dance with a broken leg this past Friday.
You powered through it, huh?
I have no choice, bro.
Oh man,
I have no choice.
Are you crutches at least?
I brought my scooter.
You were scootering around the daddy-daughter dance?
Somebody hooked me up. Somebody from my work hooked me up with this scooter that basically has like a big pad on it. Why you bring this up just to laugh at me? I'm gonna get angry at you, son.
I'm just thinking of you like driving around this daddy-daughter dance.
And listen to the people in the chat complaining about our late start. Relax, okay? Relax. Do you know how much effort it takes me to get set up for this podcast? Okay, just everybody chill. All right.
Let's get back to the AI. I'm just thinking about an AI video of you in a scooter and a daddy-daughter dance.
If anybody's, you know, people have seen them. I'm sure people who've had injuries, surgeries have used these. It's like a 3-wheel scooter, basically, and it has a giant pad on it where you put your knee on this pad, and the scooter supports your one leg, and then you push and roll with your other leg and stop with your other leg.
I'm sorry. This is killing me.
I can't. Oh, this is so wrong, bro.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna log off. Folks, if I log off and leave Rob on his own, please excuse me tonight.
Frank in the chat says George Costanza. And if you haven't watched that Seinfeld episode where he gets an Amigo, it's a great one. And I'm just seeing you zooming around this thing, honking your horn at people and stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I know it's been tough for you, but I just get a good laugh out of you.
No, I'm glad everybody can have a laugh at my expense. But
like the kids trying to like hitch a ride with you and stuff, were they like?
No, they were all looking at me like, "Oh, what's wrong with this guy?"
Did you get off the scooter at least to dance?
Well, no, my daughter came over to me, and we did a little dance thing while I was sitting down, and we did what I could. Daddy-daughter dance, that's a different subject for a different time.
Yeah.
Don't know how many of you out there have been to daddy-daughter dances, but basically it's just a bunch of little girls running around. Madness, some food. It's just craziness. It's absolute pandemonium. My wife helped me out too. One of the main things that you have to do at a daddy-daughter dance is you have to you have to get pictures. They have a picture booth or something, and your job as the dad is to wait in the picture line. So obviously that was going to be tough for me to stand there for 40 minutes plus. I mean, this is a huge snaking line, with my scooter. The wife took one for the team and came into the dance, waited in the picture line for me, text me when she was close to the front of the picture line. I came rolling up on my scooter, took the pictures, got back on my scooter, rolled back over to my chair, stayed in my chair, took the back door exit when I was leaving. So it was an easier ride with my scooter. And it was about it. Went to a soccer game on the scooter on Saturday to watch my other daughter play soccer. And that's
Father of the Year powering through that, man. I'm sure your daughter was happy that you powered through and got the scooter out. And
she was like, I had a great time. I'm so glad we went. Yeah. So like, you got to do what you got to do, right? But yeah, I mean, I understand though. I get it. Those of you that know me personally out there, I'm sure you're all getting a laugh out of the the image of me riding around on a one-kneed scooter, pushing myself all over the place. But I got to say that image is better than the image of me trying to get around on crutches. Can I just tell you?
Yeah, you should try bowling with the scooter.
Couldn't do it.
You remember that scene of Kingpin when he's bowling against the elderly people and he's taking money from them, and the one woman has a scooter?
Really couldn't do it because it's my right leg, and the scooter would be on my right leg. So like the scooter would be all the way in the path of the ball and the swing. If it was my left leg, I could probably do it. But yeah, right leg, I don't think I'd be able to pull it off.
So what's the timeline here of the recovery?
I don't honestly. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay.
I have another appointment on Friday, and I don't know. I just want to be able to walk and put some weight on it and walk, because like until I can do that, it's really hard, man. It is. It's really hard to get around. It's really hard to do a lot of the normal stuff that I want to do or have to do. So, yeah, I'm hoping, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yes.
Originally, the doctor said 4 to 6 weeks. So this week will be week 3.
Gotcha. So you still got
Tuesday will be 3 weeks since my injury, and then when I went to the doctor, it would be Thursday would be 3 weeks, and my follow-up appointment is on Friday.
So, gotcha. Well, you still got a long ways to go. I got a funny story about my visit with the back doctor. So
this is where we're at on this podcast. The first
injury
minutes is medical nonsense from us. This is the last week we're doing this. Go ahead.
It's real quick though. It's like 30 seconds. So I want to follow up, and I'm feeling better now. I'm lifting weights. I'm getting back into swinging things. I'm doing a ton more stretching. I mean, I'm still in PT twice a week. I'm doing a ton more stretching, but I'm doing right stretching. I'm doing the right thing, and it's feeling a lot better. So I went to the back doctor. He looked at me. He's like, you looks good, whatever. So I asked him, I said to him, so when can I start bowling? And the look on his face was like, bowling? You want to bowl? I'm like, yeah, like that's the real reason why I've like started to go through this whole like MRI back thing like a year and a half ago. And he's just like, oh, I don't know. And he's just like kind of like like I asked him like this question, like bowling, like, so I looked at him, I'm like, should I retire? Like I'm already in like out, like should I just quit? And he's just like, no, but you might have to start like a lightweight and like wear a back like kind of strap and stuff. And I'm just like, holy moly, like the look on the doctor's face when I brought up bowling, like it was like the last thing I should be doing at this point. And I'm like, this guy like seen my MRI. He's like, I'm just like, oh, that's not really optimistic, but he says if you could deal with the pain and power through it, then whatever, do what you want to do. But it's going to be hard for you because of the torque you put on your back. And I'm just like, man, like I feel bad for these guys that have back injuries that are on tour. And I kind of thought of Sean Rash in a way. Like I don't think you could ever be back to 100% with a back injury bowling. It's like the worst possible injury for a bowler. I think personally, maybe a left knee injury might be if you're a righty. But wow, what a just old bunch of injured people we are at this point. I'm still gonna try though. I'm gonna start slow. My goal was to try to bowl the tat in July. I think that's gonna be out of the like area of me of like actually competing. Maybe the Agent Open in October. But to be honest with you, the last place I want to go is spend a bunch of expenses and go to Vegas and bowl against like national touring pros. You know what I mean? Coming off an injury. But that's a long ways away. We'll see. So anyway, all right, Mike.
I'll be honest. I haven't even thought of bowling very much.
Yeah, I mean you're way earlier than me.
Yeah, and I'm not at a point where I can even think about picking up a ball or trying to throw a ball. With my leg in the condition that it's in. So
hey, hold on. My dog is stuck.
No, it's all right. Go ahead. But anyway, I'll fill Rob in when he gets back. But here's what I want to talk about, folks. This is where I want to start tonight. I turned on Fox before bowling today, in the time slot before bowling.
Oh God.
I turned on Fox, and they had bass fishing on. Okay, 3 hours of bass fishing, and I don't know. I just don't get it.
Does
Like,
bass fishing get more ratings than live bowling?
it's a good question. Does bass fishing have better sponsorship than bowling? Now, I noticed that it was sponsored by Bass Pro Shops, which I know obviously is like a really big company. So if they're behind it, then perhaps the answer might be yes, maybe. And I know that there seem to be a lot of apparel or equipment companies behind it, and with commercials and things. But I don't know, man. Like, is that and I don't want to judge, but is that exciting? Is that exciting? Like to watch people catch bass?
I think it's funny because we're a bunch of bowlers and we analyze bowling shows. You would imagine that there's a fishing podcast out there that is going.
Friend of the show, Mark Jeffries, who was on here a couple weeks back talking some college bowling. Shout to him. I think his team was in line to make the national finals. They were bowling good at their regional. I looked it up this morning. He did a fishing podcast. A couple professional bowlers were on it. So yeah, there are things like that out there, but I don't know if there's particular podcasts to analyze the fishing.
I'm sure they do. I mean, do you think there's people that are
still the same way about bowling though? But
of course,
that's just crazy to me. That, like, I don't know. First of all, what I thought was give bowling a 3-hour time slot.
Oh no,
right, and let's do something different.
Yeah, but that's the thing is, do you have confidence that they would actually do something good with a 3-hour time slot?
I hear you. Well, you'd have to actually have some thinking outside the box, and not do the same old. But
20-man step ladder. I mean,
60-man step ladder.
Just a step ladder. Just, you know what? Have one tournament in the tour this year. Have just one champion of all events. Have an 85-man step ladder, and just start from the 85, and just every show to climb these. It's just like, you're like, I'm excited about where bowling is though at this present moment. I do feel like there is a lot of good things going on with bowling. There's a lot of good things in the sense of I'm excited about the HBO show airing tomorrow, and I know we'll get into that. But I think there's a audience for everything. I've learned that. I'm not a fan of fishing. I won't watch fishing on TV. I'm not a fan of NASCAR or any type of racing. I know there's a real big audience for that, right?
I get that though. I get that. Like, I don't watch it, but I get it. The fishing thing, I don't get.
I mean, there's a science to everything. Like, there, of what fishing poles and what bait and where to go in the ocean and where the fish are biting and where they're not biting and how the current is. And I mean, there's so much to it. It's just like bowling. Like, I think on the show today, something important that EJ brought up was the education of people when it comes to bowling, right? And that's what he wants people to get out of this HBO show, that there's a lot more to it than just knocking 10 pins down. And I think it's like that with every sport, right? I didn't learn a lot of really what was happening like with racing until I watched the movie Days of Thunder, honestly. And that's why I always campaigned for a show that would educate the audience, because I thought it was really interesting how there's a lot going on with a car and the driver than just driving around in a circle at 100 and whatever miles an hour they drive at. But it's important that people, once you start learning the sport and you realize the intricacies of it, like, you might fall in love with it and you might want to learn more. Maybe fishing is the same way with you, Mike. Maybe you should take up fishing. I mean, you got a bare leg.
I'm good. I find fishing to be among the more boring activities one can engage in as a hobby. So I'm good on that.
So Henry in the chat saying that David Ozio left bowling for pro fishing.
It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get it.
I wonder if he passed as good as he threw it, because my man threw it good. My man threw it ultra good, and he says we should have him on. I mean, that's bucket list guest right there, David Ozio. My
the
goodness.
first thing I would ask him is like how he learned to throw the ball so good when he was younger. Like, where did he learn his fundamentals from?
Man.
Because he was unbelievable throwing the ball. I mean, there wasn't anybody, in my opinion, at that time, like that had the what fundamentals that he did. I would say like he was just complete textbook. If you were learning how to bowl at that point, you wanted to replicate somebody, he was the guy you were probably gonna like do, right? Like, but hey, like now it's all about power. So now you want to replicate power like Mark Roth. Like I always wanted to replicate Mark Roth, but I could never get the amount of reverend he did.
I always wanted to throw like Ozio. I mean,
yeah, he threw it good.
Anybody to throw like it definitely would be Ozio.
Yeah.
He was just so good, so smooth. You know, such a pretty game.
Really.
Speaking of Ozio, if I'm correct, I believe Ozio was involved in the highest scoring match in PBA history. It was Mike Albee and Ozio, was it not? 300 to 279. Albee shoots 300. Ozio shoots 279, 579.
What about the match with Bob Learn and Giant Petragula? When Bob Learn, am I thinking of that right match?
Yeah, was that 270? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up. Who's got that?
I'm looking it up right now. I am gonna look it up right now. Anyway, we'll look that up. But Mike, the HBO documentary is starting tomorrow.
It is. Well, the reason I bring up Ozio and Albee is because today's title match is one of the highest scoring title matches in PBA history.
You're right. Actually, we were both right.
Okay.
They tied. Both the two highest is Albee Ozio and Learn Junior Petragula.
Okay.
Look at that, man. We both know our history to a little bit.
Okay.
And then the highest scoring losing match was Norm Duke, who bowled a 280 and lost. Okay. Who did Norm Duke lose to? Yeah, it must have been like a 289 or a 299. The 1994 True Value Open, he bowled Brian Goebel, who bowled 296. Norm Duke bowled 280.
Okay.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. So today, the final between Simo and Santu, it was one of the highest. Actually, can you search up what the highest scoring title match is in PBA history? Did they set a record for that today? I don't even know if AI will have an answer on that, but let's see what it says.
Yeah, David Ozio Albee was a title match.
It was a title match. Okay, I thought it was. So today ranks up there. It ranks up there. I mean, 290 to 279 or 278, whatever it was, like that definitely ranks up there. So we'll get to that, but
we'll talk about it.
But go ahead, Rob. You want to talk about documentary first?
Yeah, I'm excited about the documentary. Obviously, I'm the one who's been asking for something like this forever. If anybody read my 11frame.com article years ago about bowling being boring, it was one of the things that I asked for, in a sense of a show, a reality show, something where you could get to know a lot of the pros or PBA stars to a more of an intimate level. I think it's really important that fans of bowling, one, support it, share it on social media, and get some talk around this, because I think they are, in a sense, filming for season 2, I believe. But it is important that everybody watches it, because this is going to be really big for bowling. I mean, HBO is a major network. This isn't going to be on some little network that nobody has and nobody could watch. Yes, HBO is a premium subscription channel, whatever. But yeah, I think people need to find a way to watch it or support it, even if they're not watching it. And yeah, I'm just interested to see how it plays out. I think it's personally will be a very professional type documentary. I mean, in HBO to pick it up and then put it on air, it's not going to be some half-fast done. They've been working on this thing for years. They have a lot of support behind it. I mean, Ben Stiller and a lot of money probably. So I'm hoping this becomes a regular season thing where they make multiple seasons of this and they follow around hopefully different pros or the same pros. I mean, at this point, I'm just happy that this is going on. And this is something that I believe that the PBA is banking on this increasing ratings, sponsorships. I mean, there is a lot that could happen from this HBO if it becomes popular and people like it. And I hope there is some stories on the documentary or some some entertainment value of this, right? Where it's just like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens next week or whatever. So yeah, excited about it. And I'm happy that this is going on, and hopefully this could create some opportunities for the PBA.
I like that they're promoting this. I like that it seems like the CW network and the PBA are somewhat behind this.
Yeah, they have to be, right?
Yeah, well, not really. I mean, what's the benefit? Well, I guess the benefit is draw more eyes to the PBA, but the CW network doesn't have to promote something that HBO is doing, right? Like that's not something they have to do. So I'm glad to see that they're promoting it. I like that they had Kyle on the show today to promote it. I thought that was great. I like that they asked EJ about it. I thought that was really good too. You know, I'm excited to watch it. Here's what I'm hoping for, and I'll explain why. I'm hoping for like some viral clips to come out of this. Yeah, we live in a viral clip world, right? So that's where we're at. Like everybody wants it fast. They want a clip. They don't even want to watch the whole show. They don't need to watch the whole show to be attracted or interested in something. They just want the clips. Okay, they want it quick. They want it fast. And if we could get some viral like clips out of this show that can put bowling out there and get people saying, "Oh, where's that from? Who's that guy? Where'd that clip come from?" I think that would be really good. And I say this because audiences today, when it comes to TV, are more fragmented than ever, right? Like if this were 15, 20 years ago, I would expect that HBO was in many more homes then than it is now, because HBO, I think, was a stronger product. They had The Sopranos and other shows at that time that made it a stronger product, right? And I also feel that today, because everything is so subscription based, right? It's like people pick and choose what they want to subscribe to, and I think that kind of limits a little bit the audience to something like this. You know, like it's limited starting out because you know it's behind a paywall, so to speak, right? And then once you have the people that are behind that paywall, they have to decide to watch it, right? So the audience becomes even more limited. So my hope is that there's some really good viral clips that people can pick up and run with and get people interested in it through that way.
I mean, if anybody knows the power of Reels, is me learning it firsthand from doing the show. There's people that tell me that I see and meet in real life that they don't watch our weekly live show. They literally watch our show by the Reels that we put out, which is kind of scary in a little bit of a way, because I could only create Reels on what I want people to see, right? Like there's so much context behind what we say on the show, and I could cut all that out and just go to a viral clip.
Right.
As of now, the really only one viral clip that bowling has is the PDW who do you think you are? I am clip. And I get so many questions asked in my work, and keep in mind, I work with like 70 to 100 people in my office. Most of them are in the 22 to 40-year-old male, female, John, right? Like in that category. And they always ask me, oh, have you met Pete Weber? Well, what is he like? And they're very interested. And I'm like, well, why Pete Weber? Oh, because of that incoherent, thing he did. And it's just like, well, yeah, I met him once or twice. And here's the deal with him. Here's the story, whatever. So I get what you're saying with viral clips. It happens on all kinds of shows. Even I see a viral clip of something and I'm like, wait, where is that from? Or what movie is that from? You see it on Twitter all the time. At Grok, what is the name of this show? Right? When someone puts a clip, or what's the name of this movie? Right? You see that all the time now. So maybe like Bowling can get something of that, right? And people like, oh, well, that seems interesting. Let's check it out. Or maybe, you have HBO Max, and you could literally, the power of the streaming services today is you just put it on the streaming service and you could just watch it whenever you want. You don't have to wait till 8 p.m. Sunday nights to watch Entourage, right? You could watch it whenever now, which is crazy. But yeah, it would be definitely cool for definitely some viral clips. Maybe like one or two of the pros become real, like interesting, right? Appealing. And all of a sudden you start seeing people show up to bowling centers just to like follow around a Kyle or an EJ or a Belma, whatever it is, right? Because they see him on HBO and they're coming to their local center to bowl a tournament. That's where the power of something like that could grow the PBA and sponsorships as well. If it becomes popular, then then sponsors might jump on. You might see more money. You might see a better PBA, more money, more growth, whatever. Now, Fred Stevenson in the chat asked a few minutes ago, what if it's not successful? Well, here's the thing: is that's an interesting question, Mike, because is the CW deal, was that contingent on this HBO documentary and them potentially estimating a growth in ratings because of the HBO show? Or like, did the PBA use that as a bargaining chip when they were like signing a TV deal? I mean, I don't know those questions. Are just asking as a fan.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a good question. I think the broader point there is that if it doesn't pick up traction at some point, we're running out of options. We're running out of places to go.
Right. Because if this is not popular and this falls flat and there's no ratings and no viewership and no appeal, and HBO can't get viewers or appeal, then why would any other network try to do something, right? So I kind of feel like this is kind of an important documentary in a sense, right? Or PBA would just end up being what it is without it. And
Yeah, but
right?
It's only a few episodes. It's only a handful of episodes. They're only a half hour. I think if we're looking at this like, oh, this is going to set the world on fire and get everybody's attention on bowling, I don't think that's likely to happen. I think best case scenario here is like we get a few viral clips out of it. There's some good episodes. It tells a good story, and over this bowling season, it draws people.
Right.
It draws people, and then you set it up for where next season, right? They're doing the documentary about this year, and people are now more drawn to it, right? And it builds from there. Like, I think that's sort of best case scenario.
Well, it's got to start somewhere, right? Like, you got to have one season and you got to have a few episodes and see how it hits. I mean, some of the best television shows started with one season, and some of them weren't even supposed to go to a season 2, or maybe they were questioning if they should go to a season 2. And a lot of popular shows, obviously they did that whenever. But it's got to start somewhere, and this is a good start. You got, like I said, so You got a lot behind it. You got a lot of star power behind it, money, and you got a really good popular streaming service. So it's set up for success. Now let's just hope that there's some entertainment value and some appeal at what they are talking about or what's going on, like with inside the documentary, right? Like,
Let's
so
hope it tells an interesting story. No
yeah,
doubt.
it can.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna bring this up because I know this person, Persco. What's good? And I don't know. I mean, we love rumor and speculation here. So let's throw this out there. Rumor on the street, he says, another bowling alley, Strathmore. That's where I usually bowl. Is putting a restaurant in there and new bar and trying to push all leagues out and make it only open bowling. And that's a Bolero center. I don't know. I mean, that seems a little far-fetched to me. Just because I think that when Bolero took over a lot of these centers, they kind of tried to do that in a way. And I think the lesson that they learned is that there's not enough open bowling for them to really make that much money
during the week.
Yeah, and you have to have the leagues, and you have to have high schools, and you want to have those sometimes weekend tournaments, coming in to generate revenue where all the lanes are full and all the lanes are running, and people are purchasing things in bulk from the bar and snack bar. So I don't know, but would I believe it, Joe? Yeah, certainly I would believe it. I mean, I at this point I would believe anything from Bolero.
Here's my take on that. There's a part of me that wants to ask a proprietor or someone who owns a center, but I would imagine, and I'm assuming this, that leagues are it's like a 36-week contract of that you are getting this amount of money on a Monday, this amount of money on a Tuesday, and your lineage. You're probably a good estimate of what you're doing at the bar and snack bar, and you could count on that for a 36-week season. Right. And that is very important to a business that's generating revenue, right? Just to be able to understand that consistency, and you're going to get that. When you do open bowling, you don't know on a Tuesday night if you're getting what you're getting on an open bowling, right? You don't know. It could be all kinds of open bowling. You could be having tickets for people waiting for lanes, or you could have an empty bowling center, right? Now, certain bowling alleys could be packed for open bowling every night of the week. And then maybe I would understand, Mike, a bowling center to go to that model if they're turning. Like if you have a league going on a Tuesday night and you have a line of people waiting for lanes or that are going in and you're turning them down, and it's to the point where you're like, man, like, I don't know why we have a league right now. I'd rather just go to open bowling because we're turning down people. I don't know. It's an interesting thing, but I would imagine that contract of a 36-week season is more important than kind of the gamble and risk you take as a proprietor for just going to an open bowling strictly model.
I don't know.
Bowling alone, Packer Doug. This kind of Mike. Have you heard of this? Did you know of anything of this?
It sounds familiar. I believe it's
Bowling Alone. It's called.
Yeah, I believe that it's an article, if I recall, or a book about the how the decline of bowling is related to the changes in overall society over the years.
I mean, that makes sense because bowling is probably money spent for like the consumer when they have extra money. Like bowling is not a priority to most people. I'd imagine unless you're a serious league bowler, you probably would put that as a priority. But if the economy goes down and people are getting fired and not having jobs, I'd imagine like bowling is probably their last priority. So that's one of the things that probably gets cut. And I would imagine that would make sense based on the economy, like any other recreation, right?
Yeah, and Packer Doug says that it's about the transition from many league bowlers, very few, and I get it. But my point, Doug, would be that around the same general time that has taken place, so has the disappearance of numerous bowling centers, right? Numerous bowling centers. So yeah, it's like the leagues decline, the bowling centers decline. So to me, some of the bowling centers are still filled with leagues. Like the bowling center that Joe in the chat is bringing up and talking about, it's filled 4 nights a week that I know of. It's completely filled I would say from 6:30 to 9:30 with leagues. So yeah, it's again, I just bring it up just because it's something interesting to talk about. It's something interesting to bring up. So I'll bring up this comment. PD in J says, I interrupt this podcast to bring this news. This is your weather update. There was an F2 tornado that touched down right by the bowling alley where the show was just at, and 3 tornado warnings active. That's concerning. Yeah. I hope they're all okay. Hope everybody at the bowling center is doing well. Tony Campagna says, it depends how much a league spends. If it is not buying lots of food and drink, then it's not worth it. Not worth it compared to what, though, Tony? Not worth it compared to not having anybody there. So you're on a Tuesday night, like when I bowl, from 7 o'clock to 9:30, right? Basically, the whole house is taken up. Okay, there are no lanes for open bowling. You're saying that if we don't buy food and drink, that their alternative would be better. Having 10 lanes running with open bowlers, 15 lanes running, of a 50-lane center. I don't see that much business on a Tuesday night. I get it on a Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, weekends. I get all that. I get it. I think that, we need the bowling community needs to find more balance with having time to practice versus glow bowl the whole weekend. But I understand that if that's where they want to make their money, then yeah, make their money. But yeah, I don't see how that would be the case. Tony says, do you think your lineage pays the bills? No. Well,
I don't know.
No, not necessarily, but I think that it's a part of it. I don't think that it pays the bills alone, but I think combined with their other sources of revenue, it helps reach that total bottom line. But nonetheless, Joe, you started quite the conversation in here by bringing that up, by bringing up that rumor. But again, I personally wouldn't be surprised by any changes that Bolero made to a bowling center. At this point, wouldn't be surprised by it. So Tony says not even close, less than 3 to 5%. Okay, all right, interesting. I know he's in the business too, so I'm sure he knows what he's talking about. So then where here's what I would ask Tony, and I'll wrap up this conversation and move on. What is the largest percentage? Is it the food and drink? Is that the largest percentage of where bowling centers bills are getting paid? Is it open bowling?
Which makes you think then, if that's the case, like if you're making your biggest percentage on the bar, which is what I would imagine it is, wouldn't you charge cheaper for lineage, like for games, just to get people in the building and then just have them set up at the bar? Because when people go open bowling, a lot of people drink when they open bowl. I mean, that's what you go for bowling. You have drinks. So wouldn't it be more appealing to a bowling center to like make games in shoes like kind of cheaper? So you bring people in, like almost like a bar would do, to bring people in the door just so that you can buy drinks and food. So yeah, I would just be, my question is, why you charge $6-7 a game and $5 for shoes?
Because you can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's
funny because that relates to my idea tonight for how to make bowling better.
Okay.
So we'll get to that later.
Cool.
But Tony says you do have to have both to be a successful center. Yes, food and drink An average open play person spends $40 to $50 each.
I believe that.
Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, I would say a lot of people that bowl league spend money on food. I'm not saying they're spending $40 or $50.
People hate me. Bolero hates me. I go in, I bowl my games. I get a cup of water. I get some water and I leave. You know, it takes a lot for me to start drinking. And then you got other people that I see in league that are drinking every week. They go in there and getting hammered and then driving home, which I don't like support at all, obviously. But like, how many people leave that bowling center that are just been drinking and they bowl league and then they leave and they go home? It's just like, wow, man, I don't know how you guys can get home at 10 p.m. hammered and then get up to go to work, but that's not me.
True.
All right, Mike. Let's talk about the show.
Let's get to the show. Let's do our thing here. Are you ready to run the ladder?
I am. Yes.
I want to say a couple things before we start running the ladder, though.
Okay.
First, I want to say Dave Small, the owner of this center and the center that the tournament is at next week, deserves mad props, mad credit, because he's one of those people in the bowling community who greatly supports professional bowling. They said today on the show he's had 106 PBA events at his center. So shout to Dave Small. I want to give him some love. I love the DJ today. I love the DJ. Like people want suggestions about how to change the show, what changes I want to see, specific ideas. That's something I really like. Now, it failed miserably, it seemed, because like the DJ was like, let's go. And everybody was like, oh, are we supposed to clap? What are we supposed to do? But I like trying to set that vibe. Okay. I like trying to set that vibe. And I'll have a couple more things as we go throughout the step ladder here. But let's run the ladder. Let's run the ladder here. Okay?
Could the DJ actually like play some like good music? I think that's the problem. Is I think that they tell the DJ like, look, don't run this like it's a bar mitzvah. Okay. Like run it like you're gonna run like a club. Like play some music. Like get people going. I don't want to hear some wedding music. You know, I don't want to hear the YMCA and stuff. And I don't know what he was playing. I didn't hear, but I could tell some of the music was just like, bro, like, come on. Like, I don't know. Play some like the music that's like hot right now. Play some Kendrick. Play some Drake. I don't know. Play some music that is like the top of the like line and like when it comes to like streaming and some of the hot artists.
Players and see what they like. Play some stuff they're gonna like. See if you can get a reaction out of them. You know?
Yeah, but I don't know. That's kind of what my thought would be. I get where you're saying though. It's, you know, something that definitely changed, or it felt different. And yeah, it definitely didn't make a difference though when it came to like crowd reaction, and like the crowd still felt like someone needed to like wake them up. But I mean, this is what it is.
All right, let's do let's run the ladder here.
Yeah, Maldonado, Matt Ogle. I have some thoughts on this match. I think that Maldonado using a urethane ball, yes, he bowled 258, and I'm not taking anything away from him. He threw some great shots. Ultimately, though, I think the urethane got him in the ass in a few shots. When Ogle, in a sense, was able to make some mistakes right and get away with it because of the hook right, when Maldonado, like that specifically left the second 5-pin, when he was able in the 10 frame, right, where he could have struck out to shut Ogle out at 269, and he leaked one right and the urethane never hooked. And I think that was obviously the match. I do give him credit for bowling 258, but I do have to question the, like, if he was playing where Ogle was playing using a reactive, like either would he have bowled a really worse game or would he have been able to bowl a better game because there was really high scoring?
Well, yeah, it was a high scoring match. I mean, they you know obviously both had a huge game going into the 10th, and you know Maldonado. First of all, interesting layout on that urethane ball that he was using. It looked like the pin was like off center in from his palm, and I don't often see a
Oh,
pin.
like a Rico? You know, ever a Rico layout?
It was like Rico. Your hand is going to be over the pin, right? So you're not even going to see
Is
it.
that where it was?
No, it was like off center. It was like an off center Rico layout.
Oh,
And I've never seen that before. You know, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that it was the pin of the ball. I can go back on YouTube and check tomorrow. But yeah, interesting layout. That was one of my observations. But Maldonado's worst shot of the game was when it mattered the most. You know, when he needed it the most, and it was like, hey, you know, striker, he's going to get up and beat you. He threw his worst shot of the game. I mean, it was several left of what he was looking at, and he had already gotten away with a couple that were a little bit right, and he smacked out the 5 pin. He left the 5 pin or two, but he smacked one out and got away with it. And then yeah, he kind of jammed it up and you know really just didn't throw a good shot. Kyle Sherman even said like, yeah, that certainly wasn't his best effort. So that's what that game came down to me.
is that a foreshadow of an award that we might see later?
Perhaps.
Well, shouts to Matt Ogle, got up in the 10th frame. I mean, look, they looked easy to us, but I think Kyle made a very good point on the show. Those lanes to an amateur are going to be hard, and you're going to have to. The pros make them look easy. That's how good these guys are. I mean, the pattern was open all week, and I'm not against it coming off the U.S. Open. I think it would be really evil for the PBA to put out something crazy tough the week after the U.S. Open of these guys bowling all those games on that crazy conditions they bowl there. So, you know, Ogle got up and threw him in the 10th, and he threw some really good shots. And 268 to 258. Like I said, you can't really fault Maldonado. Bowled a great game. You just, hey, when you're bowling the best in the world and you're going for a professional title.
Yeah, when the scoring pace is that high, you can't miss like that.
Yeah.
You gotta get those and put the pressure on your opponent, because the pressure is what's going to make somebody miss in that environment.
I got to pull this up because I don't really know who's hyping what, but he wrote, bro, maybe he's talking to someone in the crowd, in the chat.
He is.
The new purple isn't even the same as the last, and y'all hyping it up like the next best, and nobody made the show using it. Well, it's the 78. It's not going to be as good as the old one, right? Or the last two. I think it would be dumb for the PBA not to put out a purple hammer at 78, being it is the greatest ball ever made, as well as probably their highest selling ball of all time. So it would be dumb for them not to release a new one where everybody can throw it, at least on the PBA, so they could get it back onto TV. And it worked. They got it back on TV. And you know what? A lot of people are going to buy it. I don't know what the difference between that and the black is going to be. I would kind of like to see a ball comparison video and drill them the same and see what the difference is. I don't know if there will be a lot big difference, but it is what it is.
The Pirates need to calm down. All right, that's
the Pirates are just
everybody calm down.
Right? All right, so next match we're going to EJ Tackett and Matt Ogle. And so let me tell you, because I started to bet a little bit here. I was kind of angry at myself because if I was going to bet the Ogle Maldonado match, I would have, to be honest with you, bet Ogle in the over. That would have been my first play. And then when that match happened, I kind of kicked myself a little bit and was like, man, I don't want this to be a show where all of a sudden I'm going to start hitting winners and not betting it. Because I had that that spider sense coming in me that this is going to be a show that is going to be high scoring. And all you got to do is just pump the over every match and then just pick a winner and you could get pretty good odds.
Well, you thought you had it anyway.
Yeah. So the second match, I decided that this was going to be high scoring. I made a promise to myself that if I had the money in my account and I lose all of it on a one match, I was just going to bet the over every match and then just try to pick a winner. and I decided to bet EJ. I saw how the lanes were. I saw that. I know how EJ is good when they're a little bit on the higher scoring side. When they're higher scoring and there's some hook to the right and a little bit of push in the middle, he's very hard to beat. And he showed it in that match when he bowled Ogle. You knew he wasn't going to miss the pocket. He left a few 10 pins, but I mean, he bowled a pretty incredible game. Honestly, could have been 300.
One of the best games I've ever seen him bowl on TV. During that game, I actually thought he's going to win this tournament. Like he's going.
Well, he made a mistake.
Yeah, he's going into serial killer mode, and he's just going to shoot 250 or above every game here. And he's gonna run this ladder. It's going to be him and Simo in the final, and it's going to be an epic battle. That's the way it was setting up to me, right? Ogle bowled a great game. He bowled a solid game. It just
he made one bad shot,
one or two shots, right? And
he split
again. EJ gave no room for error, right? He gave him no room for error. So EJ moves on to bowl Santu. And can I say, before we discuss this match, can I ask? And I'm gonna let me preface. I'm a Santu fan. Dude's a dog. I like his hair, but I got to ask this. Did Santu have a little Ern McCracken thing going on with his hair today?
Yeah, when he bowls a lot of games, it tends to do a little bit of a big Ern McCracken.
There's a little big Ern in his hair, is there not?
It does.
He came on, I was like, yo, it's a little big Ern. It's like the hair is going this way, it's going that way, it's flaring out all over. It's got a.
You ever see the interviews, Mike, after he bowls like 8 games or 10 games, and they interview him and he looks like Big Ern with the hair just kind of sticking out. His hair, I don't mind. I think it gives him some character and some personality, to be honest with you.
No doubt.
I kind of like his hair. So I bet the over and Tackett that match, and I won. And I was not gonna lie, the over and under was 465.5 on that, and I was a little bit sweating it out until EJ threw that double in the 10th, and I'm like, oh, it's over now. So happy there. I decided I was going to ride the Tackett in the over on the Santu match. And I really believed in this match that I had the bet and I had it right. EJ made a wrong move, and it's easy for us to play quarterback coach here and say he shouldn't have moved right and he shouldn't have done this. We're not there doing it. We don't know. He is asking himself that because he threw that first shot in the first game, game of that match, and he went dead face and he split. And he had to make a decision at that point and say, do I just move left and chase it left, or do I switch balls and chase it right? And I was surprised. That he chased it right, because it seemed like all week the tournament they were chasing left and they were moving left, and he didn't, and he made a wrong decision. He looked like he had the left lane down. The ball was getting through the pins the right way on the left lane. He did switch to that Black Venom 2 on the left lane, and he just he lost the right lane. And instead of switching back to the Venom Shock earlier in the match, he rode with it, thinking he could outshot it, meaning he could make shots, move right, make some adjustments, and he paid two 8-10s, and that was the end of the match. Santu kind of rode that match Santu was in the right spot. He was playing in, had a lot of hook left, or had a hook right. I mean, so he even said it, man. EJ be the first to tell you the kid's the best in the world. I made a wrong move. I made a wrong decision. I do believe, Mike, if he moved left, though, he would have been in that match.
Yeah, and Kyle, during that match, said that on that pair, the right lane was tighter. Everybody kind of knew that the right lane was tighter, but it looked like EJ was a little bit lost on that idea in terms of that right lane being a little bit different. Always a surprise to me when he gets out of the purple ball. When he's in that purple ball, if I'm him, I always want to stay in the purple ball.
Oh, Mike, that first shot did him dirty. Yeah. I think if he would have got away with a 4-pin there, I think he doesn't get out of it. He switches, he moves left. And I feel like then this is a completely different match. And I think he does move left. He is going to probably shoot a big game now. Is he going to bowl better in 248? I don't know. Different match, a lot more pressure on Santu. So it could have been a different outcome. But, look, hindsight's 2020.
True. In that match, Santu left a ring 10 that was like the ringingest ring 10 I've ever seen in my life, I got to say. I mean, that was sick. That was absolutely sick.
So I lost that bet, Mike.
I also want to say, again, people want suggestions of how to improve the show, right? People want to hear like, oh, well, make a real suggestion about how to improve the show. Okay, I have one. When a match is out, when a match is done, it's out. It's over. The bowlers know it's over. Stop with the good shots with one person. Just both bowlers get up and bowl. Let the crowd talk and move around and relax. Let the announcers talk over the bowlers. Play some music. Let's wrap this up. Let's get it moving on to the next match.
What about for the people that are betting?
Honestly, it's irrelevant to me. And I'm one of the bettors. And it's irrelevant.
I'm just asking.
It's a football game like you can't control in a football game when the coach decides to run out the clock on the 12-yard line instead of kick the field goal when you need 2 points to cover the spread. How about
when you have quarterback running yards and you have it by a yard?
No, I know. So that's what I'm saying. It's part of the gambling game, right? But I think wrap it up. Just wrap it up, get it moving, get the DJ playing some jams. Let the crowd move around and get their drink or whatever. And, let's go to the announcers. I wish they talked more gambling on the show, but go to the announcers and start talking about the odds for the next match. So that'll be another suggestion. All right. So that brings us to the championship match, right?
Yeah.
That brings us to the final match here. Man, it was, Is Simo the best bowler on the planet right now?
No. I still
second in the U.S. Open, came within one shot of winning that, and then won this tournament by shooting 290 when his opponent shot 279. And you don't think he's the best bowler on the planet right now? No,
because EJ Tackett is 3-time player of the year, going for 4th player of the year. It's going to take more
maybe EJ Tackett was the best bowler on the planet a month ago, but right now, today, I think Simo's the best bowler on the planet right now.
I
agree with Mills dude in the chat. I think Simo is the lead player of the year candidate right now. I think it's early. I'll say that it's early, and I will give EJ the respect to say that he has absolutely dominated the World Series the last couple of years. So
we talked about
until that's over, it ain't over. Let's be very, very clear about that. Okay, until that's over, it ain't over. But I think that right now, bro, March 15th, today, 2026, Anthony Simonson is the best bowler on the planet, bro.
If you were going to put them up tomorrow in a one-on-one match against each other tomorrow, and you would ask me to bet, I would still take Tackett.
Okay. Who didn't want to see that match today?
I know. I wanted to see that.
No disrespect to Santu, but Santu, get the hell out of the way, son.
60% of the people
versus Simo.
60% of the survey said that they wanted to see Tackett Simo in the finals. I'm not taking anything credit away from Simo, though.
Yeah, PD and Jay says, I was going to ask you guys if you think this gives Simo the confidence he needs to make a big run for Player of the Year. I think he had the confidence already. He's Simo. How does he not have the confidence? The kid is like 20-some years old. He's got 16 titles or some craziness. 17 titles.
17.
Yeah, like he has the confidence, bro. He ain't lacking the confidence. It's honestly, I feel like it's similar to what EJ was at before he went on this run, which is, you got to close it out. You got to close out the wins. They showed the stat today. He was 0-3 in his last 3 title matches, right? Well, listen, you ain't going to win Player of the Year being 0-3 in your last 3 title matches. You got to win. You got to win. You get to those positions, you got to win, right? So, but yeah, I definitely don't think it was a confidence thing. And man, what a game today. What a final, just by both players. Like, they're both going 290 the whole game, and Santu, just blinks. That's it, and Simonson is able to take advantage and double in the 10th. And then he gets up and throws another strike with a plastic ball. Like, I mean, crazy. 279, one of the highest scoring title matches in the history. That, folks, that was a historic final that we watched today. Okay? Understand what you're watching there. Like, that is one of the highest scoring finals ever in the history of the PBA.
So Simo was we talked about it previously about how of some bad breaks that he was having on the shows in the title matches, and seemed like his ball reaction hasn't been good. We even talked about like maybe he's doing something wrong or whatever. This tournament though was a no doubter. I mean, you saw his numbers; they posted it on the show. He averaged 240. He ran over Bill in the top 8. He ran over. I mean, he had a bye. He's qualified first. He ran over his matches, and then he bowls 290 in the finals to win. I mean, this was like, if you want to talk about a runaway victory, and usually in these best of 7 formats, the best bowler normally doesn't win that tournament. It's the person who could bowl match play and get some good. The best bowler won this tournament. He outbowled everybody. He out-averaged everybody. He ran over. There was no doubter in this. And to finish it up with the way he did and how much of his bad luck has been, he had a lot of no-doubter strikes in this match. He had a couple of light mixers when he needed it. He was using 2 balls on 2 different lanes, which nobody wants to talk about. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, it was like he used 1 ball left lane, same ball, 2 different balls. Coming off some practice, never bowling on the pair. I mean, on the TV, had 1 game, and the kid is so good. And I love that nickname. I forgot who gave it to him in the chat. The Mechanic, I think, is like that's a great nickname for him because of all the tricks that he has in his bag of what he could do, as well as his love for fixing like pin setters and stuff, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, like, he loves bowling. The kid he was born and bred a bowler, and I'm a big Simo fan, man. Like, the kid, he gets a lot of shit for a lot of the stuff he does on TV because he shows a lot of emotions. He doesn't care what people think, and he does himself. I think P. Weber, he's got some P. Weber in him in that sense, where he's such a great talent, such a great bowler, has so many tricks in his bag, and doesn't care what people think, and it just is not afraid to show emotions on a TV show. And I think that's what bowling needs. And I'd love to see him give EJ a run for Player of the Year this year, because ultimately, Mike, I think it's going to come down to Simo or Tackett.
No doubt. No doubt. Great tournament. Great tournament. I got to watch a lot this week, so that was cool. I missed 2 part. I did bet a little bit this week. I bet both rounds of match play, and I fell short on 2 parlays by one match each time.
Yeah. Well, I did win betting today, so I was happy. I did bet the final match. I texted you too. I appreciate Mike though. I was giving Mike my bets today, and Mike wasn't betting with me because he didn't want to mush me. And I appreciate that, because if Mike, as soon as Mike would have hit that send button, I would have lost every bet, and then that would have been the end of it. But I did bet Simo in the over, and I was sweating it out too in that final match. So I did win, and I did end up winning like $100, which is fine with me. I'll take it. 2 out of 3 on two leggers. Not mad about it. So yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Entertainment wise, Mike, for the show in general, I'm kind of over. I think we've talked about CW and all the stuff like they're doing. I'm just going to take what it is, right? What bowling is on TV. And it really comes down to the matches and the players at this point. Like, those are going to have to be where you get the entertainment value from. It's not going to come from the announcers. It's not going to come from the sideline reporter. It's not going to come from the DJ. It's not going to come from the graphics, the intros. It's going to have to come from the bowlers, and it's going to have to come from the competitiveness of the matches, bottom line. So we have to all hope that these matches are close. The title matches are close. There's some stuff that goes on when they're bowling, some emotions, a little bit of jabbing, some talking shit maybe. But ultimately, that's kind of where I'm at with the entertainment value of the shows these days.
No doubt. Well said. Well said. I concur. All right, so I'm going to start the awards off with the sweep the rack mush and reverse mush, and I'm giving it. You already said it. I'm giving it to me in both instances because not only did I reverse mush you because I didn't bet on the things that you told me you were going to bet, right? But I mushed you because in the EJ Tackett match, you texted me in like the 4th or 5th frame was like dead in the 5th frame. And then I text you back and said, no, you still got a shot here. And then EJ went up and left the 2-4-8-10. So I'm giving that to myself on both. I'd figure you would concur with me on that.
Yeah, once his max score was 227 and that over and under was 470 and a half, was dead. I was mathematically eliminated when he left that split, which is crazy to think that he went from having such a good look in that 258 game to bowling 180. That he's kicking himself right now because he knows too. If he would have made that move left with that Venom shock, that would have been a lot closer match. I don't know if he would have won or not, but it definitely would have been closer.
Okay, what direction you want to go in?
Well, I'm going to talk about my mush award because I'm giving my mush award to EJ Tackett because I think I mushed him, betting him, and also talking about how I thought he was going to run over Santu. And my reverse mush award is Tomas Kaiko, Mike, who I keep talking about. We didn't give any love on the show when we did the preview. And he's been close to making shows. He's been pretty good the last 2 tournaments, US Open and this one. His game is ugly. I'm not gonna lie, it's an ugly game when you look at it and how he throws it and what he does and all the things. But ultimately, he's a very, very good bowler. This kid, he knows what he's doing. He makes the spares. He's a shot maker, a 2-handed shot maker, which is kind of weird, right? He kind of proves every week that you don't need to be pretty to be good, right? When it comes to your style and how you throw the ball. And he gave a run to Santu too on in that match they had in the final 8. Let's talk. I see you, Haas.
Okay, I'm going to go a little unconventional here.
Okay,
and I'm going to give I see you, Haas, to Dio Bernard.
Oh, for throwing a backup righty.
Throwing it back up righty.
What a urethane.
And whacking them. I mean, what?
What is going on?
These dudes are sickos, bro.
Let me ask you a question, okay? Let's put you back when you were 18 years old, okay? If you were in a coma and you woke up at this day and you turned on bowling and you saw what Dio Bernard was doing, what would your first thought? You haven't seen anybody throw a ball in 20-something years.
I would think, man, there must be no pro bowlers left. And this is what we're left with.
You ever think about that? Like, what in the world did I just watch? Like, what the hell was that? Like, if you haven't watched bowling in 25 years and all of a sudden you get up and you're like, let me put on bowling and see what's going on there. And the first shot what you're seeing is not only him, a 2-handed lefty, throwing it righty, but throwing a urethane ball. You'd be like, wait a sec, there's been no upgrade in technology in the last 25 years? Is this where we're at? But man, and to do it at this high of a level, it's pretty incredible. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. My I see you Haas goes to Kevin McCune,
okay,
who has been struggling, right? And he hasn't had a lot of good tournaments. He's been struggling for, I would say, even for a couple years at this point since he won that major. And we brought him on and we interviewed him. I'd probably give us the Mush Award for that. Because normally we have a good record interviewing, and then the pros have success after. He had a great tournament, Mike. I think what round did he lose in the top 16, I believe? Or did he get to the top 8? I think he got to the top 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta give shouts, man. It's good to see him back in the almost getting to the show and having a good tournament. So yeah.
No doubt.
Yep.
Where you want to go?
Let's go ride with and not ride with.
Okay.
You want to go? You can go. I went on the I see you, Haas. Who are you riding with?
Which one do you want me to do first?
Who do you want to ride with?
I'm gonna ride with Ogle.
Okay.
Ogle. You know, good
on his
week.
Lawnmower?
Yeah, good week. Made the show. You know, definitely not a good look for Bolin. Also, that guys get on there and talk about the job they have in addition to being one of the best bowlers in the world. Like, not the best.
It's reality.
Yeah, I know, but maybe we shouldn't be putting that out there. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's a big deal.
I would ride with Matt Ogle, partly because you heard a lot about Greg Ostrander this week and him helping Matt Ogle and sort of being like a personal ball rep for Ogle. Shout to Greg. I've known Greg since he was a high school bowler. So yeah, I'm sure I would enjoy the car ride. And you know, I'm sure a good week. You know, it was a good week for Ogle. You know, he don't have anything to be mad about for the week. So I'd be glad to hop in that whip.
Yeah, he's a good dude, Matt. I know Matt since he's been bowling the tat. And I just laughed at the comment in the chat. 10 pin 300s bowling roads, the smell of grass clippings. So yeah, he looked good too. He threw the ball good. He had a few bad shots he got away with that he struck on, but overall though, I feel like he's pretty solid throwing the ball really good, and he's come a long way than what years ago what you used to see him throw it on TV. I feel like he's not making as many errant shots as he used to on TV. That he's kind of getting a little bit more relaxed now, and it kind of shows. I'm going to ride with Boog Kroll, Mike. I think Boog Kroll had a really good week. He was leading for a lot of the tournament. He got to the bracket, and then he won. He beat Keplinger, who beat Belmonte 4-0. And then he was up 1-0, and then just EJ Tackett kind of went a little bit bonkers, 270 to 230. He lost to EJ in the final 8. But Boog also, just like Kevin, I think it hasn't been struggling a little bit, I think, for the last couple years, I believe. You know, he might have had a good tournament here and there, but ultimately good to see him leading and almost getting to a TV show. So I think there's a lot of momentum for both McCune and Boog at this point for the next couple of tournaments.
Okay. Do you have who you're not going to ride with?
I'm not riding with EJ.
Okay.
Because EJ is pretty hard on himself. You could just tell, even when he's self-talking. I think one of his comments he made on the right lane was like, "Is this the lane or do I just suck?" Like, it's the best bowler in the world, bro. You definitely don't suck, man. Like, you just, you know how you talk to yourself like that? You could be you could be bowling so great and you make a bad shot and you're like, man, I suck. But yeah, I don't want to ride with him because, you know, he's going to be questioning that decision that he made, switching to that black Venom on that right lane when he ended up moving left with that Venom shock and then struck out. And he's just like, what did I do? I can't believe I made that decision. And especially if he's riding with Brett Spangler, there's a kind of part of me that wants to be in the back seat listening to what they'd be talking about. But man, I would just be like, come on, Brett, what the hell were you thinking? Like, telling me this is a good idea.
Yeah, Dana Wash in the chat just took my answer. I'm not riding with Belmo. I'm not riding with Belmo this week. Yeah, he got beat by the young buck in an environment where usually, you know, you would expect Belmo to make a show like this, you know. And if you watch that match, I'm going to be honest, there were some ugly shots. There were a lot of very un-Belmo like shots. Say that.
Jeff is riding with Bill O'Neill, having a great week after being out with the injury and hanging out with all the two-handers. Yeah, Bill had a great week. Kind of wonder if he did end up getting an extra cookie this week from Mama Vi, because Mama Vi saw our reel because she commented on it that I posted.
Okay, all right.
She did. She was she got on you a little bit. You have to go read the comment. Yeah.
Send me a screenshot of that.
She said something like, "I can't believe Big Mike doesn't like my cookies," or something like that.
What? That I did not say that. I did not say
something like that. You have to read it. It was.
I never met a chocolate chip cookie I didn't like. Please, are you kidding me? I just said I prefer crispy cookies to soft cookies, but doesn't mean I don't like.
Well, that was my response. Is like he's more of a crispy cookie guy, and I'm more of a soft cookie guy. Gotcha. Anyway, shouts to Bill. Good to see him. Hopefully, we get to see Bill on a show. I think we will this year. Another title would be cool to watch. But he's still, when I was chatting with him or texting with him after he won his first match, after he beat Zach, he said he's still sore from his injury and stuff. So, hopefully he can get fully up to 100%. Not sure if that's going to be the case for the rest of the year. Mills dude says that he's riding with Mama Via. You know how many chocolate chip cookies you would eat on that ride? Man, eating just all kinds of cookies. I'm not riding with the EJ Tackett. Okay, let's say who took the heat and who didn't take the heat. I think Simonson took the heat, right?
The heat, bro.
He did last week with the U.S. Open. He just got that 7-10.
That was a lesson in how to take the heat right there, boy.
He just got up. Needs literally, what was it? 3 strikes? No, he needed a double. Needed a double to win a title, and he got up and threw 2 of the best shots you will ever see under that much pressure to win a title.
Yeah, and I'm just saying Maldonado didn't take the heat in this show.
Ooh, okay. So I'm going to say who didn't take the heat. You kind of already took my answer a couple answers ago, but Belmo. Belmo bowled 193, 148 his last 2 to lose in 7 games. He bowled 148 in game 7, Mike. Hate to say it, but
uncharacteristic for sure.
It is. Yeah. I kind of feel like there's going to be a chip on his shoulder now after that. All right. A couple more we got, and then we're done. Milk carton. My milk carton is going to AJ Chapman, Mike. AJ Chapman got a bye this week and then ended up losing in 7 to Keiko in a close match where he lost 214 to 193 or 198. So you haven't seen him in a while. So he's another one that between him, Boog, and Kevin McCune is some guys where you haven't seen a little bit and had a good week this week.
I'm giving milk carton to Darren Tang.
It's a good one. Yeah. Keiko ran over him though. I mean, Keiko took him to the cleaners. Keiko went 246, 300, 253 his first 3.
Shake it off.
Yeah, how's that for a draw? But I mean, you're in the PBA and the scores are high. You're gonna get a probably bad draw regardless of who you bowl. You have to be the bad draw, in a sense, right? No one's gonna give you a best of 7 in this shot the way it was. And my last favorite award, but not my oh god, I can't even talk. Last but not least, dumpster diving. I mean, he's been having such a roller coaster of a season, I feel like, but it's Justin Knowles. Okay. Like he's been having such a roller coaster. Like he makes a show, he leads it, he loses in the final match, and then he ends up finishing in literally 89th place out of 96.
I'm gonna go Stu Williams.
Ooh, Stu.
Good season. This week was an exception. 83rd. 80 this week.
On a shot, you would think he would beat up, right?
Right. Deep inside, slow, just slow wheel.
Yeah. Maybe they made an interesting point that I would like to hear Stu's thoughts on this. Sometimes he's in the chat. They talked about how you had to be soft this week at the bottom, and if you had any kind of grab at the bottom of the swing, like you really had a hard time. So I wonder if because he tends to like when he throws it, he has a lot of like manipulation at the bottom of the swing. I wonder if that's why he struggled. Just a thought.
Okay.
All right, Mike. I think we're done, right?
It's a wrap.
All right. Let's get to worst of the week here. Let me find my little
one. We got to do an idea to make bowling better.
I feel like I do that I think I'm just gonna do it on purpose every week, and then you're gonna just correct me. I feel like that's like a part of our like shtick now.
Miss it every week. I'm gonna do mine quickly. You kind of already brought it up. You know how like when restaurants want to up sales, they want to get people in the door. What's the special they offer? They offer kids eat free. Okay, kids eat free. I'm giving the bowling proprietors out there $1 million worth of game for free here. Okay, run the kids bowl free specials. The kids bowl free. Get the parents in the door. Get them bowling, having a couple drinks, having some food with the kids. The kids ain't going to bowl that much anyway, unless they're really into it. Kids are only going to, they're going to tire of it quickly. They're going to get their parents to put $20, $30, $50 on the game card and go play games. Okay. So you're making more money off of that. Right. And yeah, I think that's a win-win for the bowling world because bowling proprietors make more money and we get more people in the door bowling on a regular basis. And maybe you get some kids that really like bowling and decide to take it up.
I wish there was kids bowl free when we were younger. You could just drop me at the bowling alley in the morning and just pick me up.
No. It would have to be one of those things where like the parents have to bowl. Like every game the parents bowl, the kids get a game.
I know. I'm just kidding. I think I can just imagine. Yeah, get them in the door and they'll spend money at the snack bar. And this is more for like open bowling type stuff too. Like this, it's a good idea. I would imagine some bowling alleys probably do that. And I can't imagine that's like a new idea, right? But I don't see that the Boleros.
Yeah,
they'd be doing that.
People are saying that there's some places where that
sure they do.
I know Bolero has like a summer package that you can purchase
which is good. It's a good deal usually, the summer pass. You get 2 free games a day.
Yeah, that I'm aware of. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something different, I would say.
Yeah.
That I'm suggesting here. So
I do like I do like the summer pass. When I was bowling, that would help me in the summer, right? Like if I bowl 4 games, I would you pay for 2, even though the 2 games you pay for is still like $13, whatever. That's a good idea. Okay, mine is a quick idea, but with the Born to Bowl special coming on in HBO and all the marketing you saw the PBA do on the show today, it got me thinking, like, why couldn't they market and have these commercials on like outside sport event commercials? Like, why not run a commercial for this or run ads or run even PBA ads on like college basketball games where you're running it like the commercials for those, or get with, I'm sure Ben Stiller, I'm sure he has some connections all over Hollywood. Like, why not like have more promotions promoting it at other sporting events, or I don't know, like I feel like there needs to be a more of a cross promotion to other sports when it comes to bowling, specifically, especially when you have this big HBO documentary coming out. I think it would have been a good idea to try to market to other sports, regardless of how that is, commercials, or even have Kyle Troop show up to whatever, a NASCAR race, or have him show up to a CW where they have maybe they're covering a college basketball game. Something, I don't know. I'm just, like I said, this is just for more of us to explore ideas of what they could do. But you never see bowling commercials or bowling advertisements on anything other than a bowling show. You don't see Storm commercials on anything other than Storm commercials. Like, and I understand why they're doing that. It's a demographic. You want a target audience, and most people watching bowling are bowlers. But I think HBO, a reality show, a documentary, this is a good timing to explore outside bowling avenues for advertising and marketing.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
All right, let's roll.
You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first. I always go first.
There's a troll. There's a troll out there. In the bowling social media community, and the troll's name is Winner Esther. Okay, on social media.
I think I've heard that.
Esther. And yeah, I've just noticed a few posts by this person. The latest one, I'm not even going to read the whole thing. Is about a Storm Ion Pro that had a discoloration in it, and they were asking whether they got scammed or not, and they talked about how the ball was drilled and said their average dropped from 180 to 130. And
oh, that's great.
I mean, there were just several pieces of this post where if you read it and you're really a bowler, you're like, no,
cool.
There's no way that this is legit. Yet this post got 100+ comments.
People fall. Oh, hook, line, sinker.
And I mean, some of these are just, it's like the person explaining it to the troll like they're a 5-year-old, right? Like, I mean, come on, please. Like, so the short of it is this: my worst of the week goes to anybody who's falling for this troll nonsense. Okay, so if you are one of the 100+ people that legitimately replied to that post, okay, you won worst of the week. So I think that's the first time I've ever awarded worst of the week to a large group of people. But yes, I'm giving worst of the week to anybody who's responding to the trolls out there. To the bots. To the bots. People are saying it's a bot. It's a bot. It's a troll. Don't respond to them.
There's an account now that has a bunch of followers and comments and responses, and it's a strictly like AI account that they don't even post the real pictures of the pros. It's like an AI version, a picture. I saw one picture where they put up, it wasn't even the right pro. And then it goes on like a 5-paragraph, and I'm not going to give this page any views and it just literally, it's like a 5 AI paragraph of this pro's accomplishment. And then it posts a picture that doesn't even look like the pro. And I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, I use AI, but I use it strategically, Mike. I use it for when I get ideas and stupid stuff, but everything else is pretty much me on social media. But yeah, hey, before you respond, people, really read what you're responding to. Really understand, like, is this, and I do laugh at Matt Anderson's in the chat. I feel like Matt Anderson, the big wheel, as I call him, only comes in for worst of the week and then like logs out. Like he knows the timing of the show. Like, it's an hour and a half. They must be doing worst of the week. My worst of the week goes to Linda Delcamp in the Bowling Science Lab, which I believe is the Bowling Science Forum.
I saw this one.
Yeah. She writes, I've been watching the PBA bowling on the CW and noticed an ad about dude wipes for your bowling balls. Do these really work to clean your bowling balls? ? What are the ingredients for these? And it is possible to make a homemade solution that's the same as these wipes. This sounds like a troll post because like her asking like, hey, do they make dude wipes for your bowling balls is just like such a like comment of like a troll. Like, it kind of feels that way, but I don't think this is. I think this really person believes that that Dude Wipes is promoting Dude Wipes for bowling balls. And so then what is your next question? Like, you want to make a homemade solution to clean your bowling balls? Like, why don't you just pay whatever the money is and buy the cleaner at your pro shop.
Mm.
Are people that hard up these days where they're gonna go to Walmart and start buying ingredients and then getting a tub in their garage, Mike, and have like a thing and like mixing up this tub of like ball cleaner and then like I just don't understand like why someone just can't pay the whatever it is $10 to buy ball cleaner. People are crazy anyway. That's my worst of the week.
All right, sounds good. Let's wrap it up. All right, Rob, final thoughts?
Honestly, I got nothing this week. I'm easy. I'm gonna pass it to you. Indiana Classic this week. How about that? PBA Indiana Classic this week. Same time and show.
Total pins format this week.
Total pins format.
Yawn.
Yeah.
Snooze.
This should be an EJ Tackett event. It's in Indiana. It's a classic.
Be book Simonson on the show.
Simonson, Tackett, and then 3 other people that we'll see, unless the left side is really good, and then it could be a different story. But real quick, Mike doesn't even know this yet. I won't be able to do the show next Sunday. So we'll have to talk maybe Monday, possibility.
Okay.
The following Monday of going on. We'll have to talk, but we'll let everybody know.
I don't know if you know this or not, but my schedule's pretty open right now. So
I know, but yeah, you're always busy. You always got stuff going on.
Well, not now. Now I'm not. Now I'm not busy at all. I have nothing to do.
So if possible, we'll set up a Monday evening show.
Okay.
So we'll talk about the show on Monday.
All right, sounds good. We're gonna end it there, folks. We appreciate everybody joining us in the chat. We love our little community here, and we appreciate you all joining us for sure. Even those of you that cannot join us live and join us after the fact, thank you to you too. Like and subscribe. It makes my boy here very happy. He enjoys that when you hit that like and subscribe button, so please get that done for us. If you want to contact us, sweeptherack@gmail.com. Reach out. We love the emails. Check us out on social media. We're Sweep the Rack everywhere, but we do most of our talking on X, and I'm at the 215th, and he is at BrokenRob11. And as always, if you want the merch, InsideBowling.com, content creator, Sweep the Rack, use the code PatchPirate, 15% off.
Straight up. You ready?
All right, we'll see everybody next week.
All right, guys, take care. Oh, wait. I was too busy with the sound effect that I lost my closing here. All right. Later, guys.
You are now listening to Sweep the Rack podcast featuring Brooklyn Rob and Big Mike.